Hello, Assalamu alaikum, good evening, welcome to another episode of Health is Wealth. I am your host, Shabnam Riaz. Okay, well, how are you this Saturday evening? Enjoying the weekend, I hope. Today we're going to talk about something, that's going to affect many, many people in the country, depending on where you live. And it's the change of weather. As we see, the seasons merge together and, we've had a very, very hot summer, as is typical in this part of the world, but we had a good monsoon as well. So now we're expecting a change in weather. Autumn is going to come around and then winter will set in. Now, what does this mean for your body? What does it mean for your health? What are the things we should be a bit more aware of? I mean, the best thing to do when we're talking about issues of health is be prepared for, every phase of life and, be sort of mindful as in how your health, you can keep it in optimum level. So for today's program, we're going to talk about the changing weather and its implication in our health. And for that, we have with us in our studio, Dr. Mubashir Ahmed Bhatti, who's a general physician and clinical nutritionist. Thank you very much, Dr. Mubashir, for joining us here today. Okay, now, Dr. Mubashir, if we start right at the beginning, and not many of us realize, I mean, we will know that the weather is changing, but what exactly is happening inside our bodies when the weather is changing? And does everybody respond the same way? Are some people more sensitive to those changes?
That's great. I think this is a very old phenomena when we have our parents, which I remember. They were very much trained. And now over time, we are trained by the internet, trained by the Yahoo, Google, to get all this information about our health. But reality is that body has its own phenomena. Body cell has their own memory. When we are adjusted in the one type of phase, weather-wise, environment-wise, even social circle even. So body muscles are, we can say the brain muscles are adjusted accordingly along with their glandular system. So our brain gives the message to our body response system to behave as per the weather. So when suddenly weather change, our bodies need some time to get adjusted.
Okay, right.
So that is the phase, the latent period in between that change is where we can understand the power of our immune system. If our immune system is good, it can overcome immediately. If our immune system is weak, it needs some time to get adjusted. If in that typical period of time, your immunity is down, a viral can get attack. That's why if you go any physician, they will say, hey, have few days analgesic, anti-inflammatory, so that you can have the response. Otherwise, if it's not recovered, your fever or your flu, then we'll give any antibiotic. That is clear meaning by that. Give some time to your body with external support of all the symptoms, basically which is hurting the body, to get the body response in lieu of treatment.
Right.
So when the weather change, the first message is no need to have any aggressive treatment.
Okay.
Have your lifestyle adjustment, specifically take your body in that typical phase of weather. If specifically from when the warm to getting toward the cold, especially the month of October, November, December, you must have your body away from all the cold elements.
Okay.
And try to have your body more warm, in and out. If you are doing only from out, inside your body is the other way, again your body is not adjusted.
So now you're talking about food and drink as well.
Exactly what I'm saying. So because your body is not basically what you have intake or medicine, this is all the temporary sport.
Okay.
The real sport which become your part of your body is your food.
Okay.
So I still remember when the weather come cold, the parents have some kind of specific food like, I still remember there's a lot of good sweets with the flaxseed, sugar, all the nuts, to have their amalgamation, some kind of balls available in the house. Hey, take every day one. So that gives a lot of energy to you.
Yeah.
So when your body have energy is then created to the heat that recover the body shock. One. Second, you're cold from the outside in, you must have the right clothing,
right,
and avoid the, the cold factors, specifically to stay more in the outer weather, to have a fan on, to have the AC on with all the blanket while sleeping. That's very bad attitude. So, try to give the more time to your body to stay warm, because warmth is alive.
Yeah.
When the person becomes cold, it means like when the body is getting cold, it means you're cold. It's going
Right.
to die.
Right.
So we have to have a clear education to our masses. They must have the in and out care of their body.
Yeah, and exactly, just the way that you are saying, we will see that many cold climates around the world have adapted their food to that way. They'll be eating food that will sort of, sustain them more and keep them, as you described, sort of like warm from the inside.
Correct.
You see them adapting that way. Okay, so what are the foods that we should stick to when it becomes colder and we should have, regularly in our diet? What should we be doing?
The best thing is that to have more liquid.
More liquid.
And try to avoid the cold water. Not try to avoid, you must avoid.
Yeah.
We have a fashion, go to the McDonald's, go to any other junk food areas. So if you have one glass of drink, half is ice.
Yeah.
Hey man, this is chill. Let's have a chill, So these kind of factors which we are conveying to our generations are bad. We need to educate them, take them from them as the soup, as some kind of, the hot tea. So that will help your body to maintain. So we need to avoid these factors. So my message to the junk food areas, please avoid to motivate the people for the cold along with the food.
Right.
Because this is one of the curse on the planet. I don't know who designed this thing to destroy the world. When we go to the big stores, and those big stores give a glass of ice, half ice and has any kind of drink, which is also not good. But I'm just saying that is really destroying the temperature even in the hot weather.
I see. Yeah. So what you're saying is that even when it's really hot,
yes,
you shouldn't be taking such cold drinks.
What
what is that doing to you? Can you tell our
exactly.
viewers?
All the sodas, all the carbonated drinks, they need a lot of water to even digest that one. And when it's hot, your body is evaporating a lot of water, and your body basically is demanding more water. So you are just snubbing the thirst with that cold, not basically is fulfilling the requirement of the water of the body. So if you have the warm water, your body need more water. If you have the cold water, your body is satisfied with one glass of water. So even though that cold one get inside our body, the metabolism still need more water to even digest that carbonated water. So instead of supporting the hydration, we are basically supporting the dehydration.
Oh, okay. So that's a really important point that Dr. Mubashir is making. I mean, because when we see that it's really hot in the summer, many times, people do prefer to have ice-cold drinks and sodas, and as he's saying, carbonated drinks are actually making it worse for you because they're actually adding to your dehydration. Correct. So what is a better drink for the summer then?
To me, honestly, I'm also from the same culture, spent more than 2 decades in USA, so I was doing all the stupid things by myself too. The time I have my education in integrated medicine, specifically in nutrition, that changed my life. It really changed my life.
Changed your life.
I, being a physician, I can tell you, I never have that idea in my medical practice, even in my medical education. Till that time, I specifically involved myself in the integrated medical solutions. So I can give the one example what integrated medicine is all about. Integrated medicine is basically the best use of conventional medicine by integrating with the scientific evidence-based alternative and complementary therapeutic methodologies to heal the person as a whole.
Right.
So when I have to say someone to, example is blood pressure. Today is my heart is to talk about the blood pressure along with the different weathers. So like blood pressure and disease. So we need to know what the cause is behind disease. Is it adrenal cause? Is it stress? Is it thyroid? Is it lung problem? Is it liver problem? Is it cardiovascular? Is it renal atherosclerosis? Is kind of some kind of adrenal issues? Is it environmental factors? Is it magnesium deficiency or calcium deficiency or
You need to know the root
potassium
of the
deficiency? All these are the factors. But being a physician, we have only 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Give them the either beta blocker or ACE inhibitors or calcium channel blockers or
Medicines to
diuretics.
reduce the blood pressure,
Just
whereas
to
not going to the
suppress,
cause.
not reduce, to suppress
Okay.
the symptoms.
Whereas the cause is there, the cause needs to
It's
be either
behind different.
investigated and it needs to be
Exactly.
brought
This is what
forward.
our body when responds with the weather, say the body response. We need to give them some kind of solution which body is lacking at that time. Body is lacking a lot of loss of energy during the winter. So we need some kind of energetic inside so that our body produce more heat to regulate the cardiovascular system. If the regulation is slow, so our body has a vasoconstriction in the winter weather, lot of heart attacks. Lot of heart attacks.
Okay. Now,
Because if the body already has atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis, what happened? Already is the vessel lumen is narrow. So when the temperature is different immediately, our body need more energy and warmth. So the brain gave the message to the vessel, please slow down. So reduce so
it'll
that
constrict.
blood create more pressure,
Right.
more resistance to create a heat. His brain demand on that part.
Okay.
So when we cannot fulfill that demand, what will happen? If there is a vessel that's already somewhere extremely narrow because of the atheroma in the heart, is a heart attack.
Right.
It's in the brain, is basically giving less oxygen to the tissue. Due to that hypoxia can be a kind of
you
stroke.
see, what you're saying there is really, really interesting because not many people will be able to put this together, you see. And because you're highlighting this fact, it makes a person very mindful to understand that, as you just said, because of these phenomenon and the body's response to the change in weather and the constriction of the blood vessels, a heart attack is more likely in the colder weather, as you're saying. Now, if you couple that with, as we see many times in our part of the world, because it's colder, you'll see many people having, you know, food rich in fats, like nihari and pai and things like that. So if you combine the both of them, that's a very deadly combination, isn't it?
Aggravate.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because I can share one blessing of God to this planet. That is water. That blessing has so much impact in the human body. Water is a savior to the human cells. It is the only easiest, simplest antioxidant available to the body.
Antioxidant.
Antioxidant.
Right.
Because it, in fraction of a second, it can break down into the hydrogen and hydroxyl ion. So, creating that ion to the oxidative stress leading to one factor. That factor is basically to sacrifice its own ion to act as an antioxidant.
Right.
So because body is mostly, our real body is more than 90% water.
Right.
Real life is in the cell. It's not in the bone and the hair and the nails. So if we have 70% plus water in the body, our basic biological cell has more than 90% water. So the more than 90% water is the maximum source of antioxidation.
Right.
If we take more protein,
Right.
protein also need a lot of water, so we have less
Again, coming back to
antioxidants.
the, right, we're going to get back to the benefits of water as well. Right now we're going for a break, but don't change the channel. Okay, welcome back to the program. Before we went to the break, we were talking about the benefits of water and how important it is. You see, the problem, I think, is, Dr. Mubashir, that we hear about these things all the time. We hear about, you know, how important it is to include water in, you know, in your daily intake of food and drink. But I think the main problem is actually, you know, for people to visualize, as you described, you know, how important it is for the function of a body's cell and everything else, and how much our body needs water. Why do you think that, you know, because everything starts in the mind, why do we not accept the importance of drinking water?
Absolutely right.
Because it's free.
Look at that. All information of Quran Pak is free. And it can really revolutionize your life here and there. You know, we need here and there.
Yeah.
Everybody needs Deen Dunya.
Right.
In every prayer we can say like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
we need everything good, and here and there we have the path. We ever try to follow that one? Exactly is that. It's all international media. It's all what we see and we behave accordingly.
True.
I was telling to someone yesterday, it was very intellectual forum, and I was telling one thing. Listen, to me, which I learned in the Holy Book, there are certain sects who are not your friend ever. And out of those, there is one sect who try to cover the whole world, and they are extremely minute people. Right? So all this education, research, or marketing strategies, and the junk food, up to the water technologies, up to the international, you know, what the people would like to behave or not behave accordingly. This culture have been imposed with the Western, with this, you can say, advanced setup of the world to control the people. Like in our country, we have a lot of feudals. They control the people
Because
by
it suits
stopping them not to get educated.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So it means we try to have those people in illusion so that we can rule on them. Exactly in the world, there are also feudals. Those feudals that try to impose all those things, basically which benefit to them and making the world weak mentally, physically, and socially. So this fabric of mental, physical, and, you know, we say the human is basically health is mind, body, soul. So that mind, body, soul is basically, it is all this integration of social, physical, biological pattern.
And you know, you saying this, the mind, body, soul, it seems that people are realizing. You will see more and more people wanting to, you know, that they'll say that, okay, as you very well stated, that, you know, before we were sort of focusing on just the body aspect. So many more people are realizing, no, you know, it's the mind and the soul. I want to do something that makes my soul feel good. I want to do something that gives me a mental or emotional well-being. So that is something that slowly, slowly is trickling through society.
Correct.
Yeah?
Destroying the society. I can give the one example to you. I have one my very dear friend, is like younger brother to me. His name is Sayyid Babar Buhari. He is a Canadian national. We are working together in Pakistan and, you know, other part of the world. So Sayyid Babar belongs to a very noble family, Uch Sharif family. You know, everybody knows them. So that basically, this decent guy has some energy, spiritual energy, attained from the family structure or from meditation kind of that. So when I have a patient, I see his morally, physically, biological as weak guy, his spirit is not aligned. He needs some energy. The moment his spirit is aligned, all the evil forces go away. So as much as you are strong emotionally, physically, or morally, the black magic or stupid magic, they never work on you. They only work when biologically, physically, social fabric has some deficiency somewhere, and these negative energies, they overcome you. Negative energy can be jinnat, can be this and that, you know, you can name any word. This is in Hindu and Muslims and Buddhists and Christian and Judaism.
Yes, yes, yes.
So all the spiritual factor go on that part, and, you know, they have that treatment, they have the people to heal them. So this healing phenomena, we were talking yesterday. He told me, doctor, I I say dam, I prayed for someone.
Sure.
So that guy get benefit out of the cancer, out of the pain, out of this and that. You know, he has a huge, mashallah, you know, exposure on that part. So he was telling me yesterday, here and in Canada, one of guy's mother, she was in trouble, and I have some prayed on her, and she, mashallah, is good now. Blah, blah. Couple of other examples. So let's start open to have a UAE, a center, medical center. Say the healing center.
Okay.
Why I'm saying the healing center?
Because you're employing all the different...
Healing need all three things to be balanced.
Right, the mind, body and the soul.
Sir, and what is the health? Health is the same. Health is not basically the absence of disease.
Oh, yeah.
Health is not absence of disease.
That's a very important point you're making.
Health is basically is a complete well-being. Well-being behind, again, in medicine, in your biological factor to help your body to stay in strength, immune system intact, and soul. Soul should be intact, energized, linked with some power. When that linkage break, evil forces they jump on you. We can say the black magic, this magic, that magic. So what this guy does with those praise and energies which he attained and concentrated on that part, and some even spiritual power sometimes they attach with you, and those real aligned you with you.
Right.
So that's alignment basically when interconnect those dots to make one person as a holistic approach, those body, soul and mind alignment.
Right. So how would somebody know if they're not spiritually aligned?
Honestly speaking, in this world now, it will be the big problem. People are saying that people are doing a lot of magic, bad nazar. What happened basically? No doubt there is bad nazar. I understand. But biologically we are weak now. Socially we are disintegrated. Our fiber is not intact like before.
Okay.
Globally. I will not say here in Pakistan only. And spirit needs some alignment with God. And we have too many pressures while even praying. For myself even. Lot of things come up and I struggle myself a lot when I pray. I always struggling. People pray in 5 minutes, I pray in 15 minutes. Because I'm fighting, you know, to focus on that. You know, I'm in front of God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's listening. I want to tell him what I'm saying. I don't want here to give a karwai because I don't believe in that. I believe in that pray is just a dua, just a seeking and help. The
power of prayer is something that's
it's
phenomenal all over the world.
A link to getting a help from nature. If we're just praying for the sake we go to the heaven, I don't think people will go. I'm sorry. My belief is that if you do the good deeds, you will be in heaven.
True.
If you do the bad deed with the humanity, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not spare you. Say, hey, no, it's not my, I will spare you.
Because he has said, come to me through my people.
Here you go. So if any matter belongs to him, he can maafi, forgive him. But it belongs to him. Me and you, I misbehave you, I emotionally disturb you, that is a matter in between you and me. You just give me forgiveness, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
True.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this power to his nab.
So, and then again, you know, an interesting thought here is that that conscious, your subconscious also knows if you've wronged someone. So that is going to stick with you too.
That is as a disease.
Yeah, and that is going to be an emotional burden.
Is it disease? Can I tell you one thing? All the bad things a person do in his life as per Quran. Look at that. Lie, backbiting, bad things like sexual abuse to somebody. All these things disturb actually your spiritual phenomena because it's against your faith. Right? When anything which is against your faith disturb your spirit.
Right.
When spirit disturbs, your whole biological system is disturbed.
Right.
So to stay healthy, we need to have balance in three things. If emotionally I'm disturbed because I'm saying my conduct of day-to-day life, maybe God will not accept it. I have some trauma inside. I'm not disclosing, I'm not accepting that trauma, but honestly, I have to believe in that. From inside, something going inside I'm
Because
the
you're
guilt.
thinking about it
Say the guilt.
constantly.
You know. So guilt has a lot of pressure to the
Guilt,
biological
yes,
factors.
guilt. So what are the, you know, really interesting sort of linkages that are being made here. So, you know, the emotional intelligence as well. We don't often find people talking about that as much as they should. The intelligence quotient, okay, the IQ, people think is, but it has been said that people are more successful in life if they have a higher emotional, an EQ.
Absolutely, I agreed on that part.
Yeah.
This is what I'm struggling out. When the patient come to me, mostly I believe in my major test is basically pulse.
Okay.
After have the
Fascinating.
pulse examination, then I say do this, that.
Right.
Some people are saying I have magic, I have some miracles. When I put hands on pulse, I'd say, you know. you
Tell
have
us
this,
about
this,
that. What? Because you are sensing something.
Exactly.
You're sensing
It's not
the depth of the pulse.
No, there
or
is a
the-
lot of phenomena. All
Okay.
those 4 tips,
Right.
they have the different understanding from the whole body.
Okay.
Basically, 3 fingers are good. The whole body system structured in the 3 ways, like acidic, alkaline, and neutral. We can say in our language, in Hikmat language, Uzlati, Guddi, and Asabi. And when you see, when the zygote became, anything go inward, become endothelium packages creation, upper epithelium package creation, middle is the muscular. So, the upper portion, the epithelial, it basically is go to the Asabi side. In between, Uslati, inside, neutral. And we have the diet plans accordingly. And I can tell you honestly, there all the blood groups based on the regional category areas. So like our region is basically, is predominantly the blood group AB,
Okay.
really positive. So even O positive, less O positive, but mostly AB positive. So it means our body is more acidic.
Okay.
When I see people, I have the pulse, hands on the pulse, I say your blood group is ARB positive. How do you know? The B positive. How do you know?
Okay.
So I say, it's not a magic. It's the education.
And what else are you able to tell them? And as I asked you, how can you sense?
Because all these tips basically give the pressure, the length, the consistency, and power.
Okay.
And all these 3 fingers basically, they are categorized these 3 things which I told you.
Right.
So those things will describe us which kind of body condition is. Is it salati, mean as acidic, or is it alkaline, sabi, as is guddi, mean by neutral. So we have the food accordingly. So I design the foods, which I have this piece of paper.
Yeah.
Last time, you know, I can show it to the people.
Right.
So this page is clearly acidic, alkaline,
And neutral.
and neutral.
And this is depending on the person as they are.
Exactly.
What is inside them? Are they acidic or alkaline or neutral?
Exactly.
And then, then according to that, those are the foods that then you will then suggest to them.
As same as in the weather, we need to have to behave like that.
Okay.
As per the body code. There are a lot of books available in the body code right now. Like in alkaline foods are the most vegetable is like carrot, turnips, capsicum, cabbage, ladyfinger, radish, pumpkin, cucumber, lettuce, broccoli. In fruits, banana, guava, watermelon, pear, custard apples, lychee, garma, almonds, you know, cashew, seeds, kind of that. You know, say alkaline foods. Specifically, I prefer in this country, people go to the, in local language, people don't understand, you know, especially Pakistani region, kia, kaddu, tori, tinde, shaljam. In lentils, you can go for dal mash, dal moong. These are the alkalines.
Right.
So when the weather change, we need to select as per our body code those foods for as per that weather. Like, you know, the weather is coming up now, the winter, nature has made. So nature says no kuddu anymore. Kuddu basically is a
So the seasonal fruits that you're saying and the seasonal vegetables, they are all in harmony.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
with the
we
human
should not
body.
work against the nature.
So what you're saying as well is that, eat the fruits and vegetables that are according to the season. That are available. That's a lot of common sense, isn't it? Very logical.
I know that, but the people don't believe anymore.
Yeah.
Because the word giving the hybrid seed, have the vegetable available all the time. But I think people should avoid that one because your body is struggling in multi ways. You are a traumatic body with the outside weather, where the inner changes due to the vegetable, which is not physically organized for that kind of weather. So body is struggling in multiple ways. That's why the chronic disease start coming up.
Dr. Mubashir, this is really fascinating, everything that we're talking about today. So I want to ask you about something that seems to be, really, really common in many, many people, in Pakistan especially, because in the Western world, when we talk about mental health, it seems that people, take it a bit more seriously or will prioritize it more. Here we have a certain amount of stigma or taboo where maybe a person may be not so vocal about suffering from mental illness. Tell us about stress. How that's affecting our body. So many people you'll hear that they've got stress, they've got anxiety, they've got depression, but they're not dealing with it.
Yeah. Very important. I'm a little bit bad in that too, when the matter is coming on the psychosomatic disorders. Medicine, what we have globally, is one organization. I don't want to mention the name of the organization. People are working in Pakistan too. They are saying psychiatry department is a crime to the world. This is what it's saying. There is some believing in that part. With all the medicine, they are symptomatic. They're just pressing, not treating. So stress basically is an intrinsic factor to your brain. So if I'm eliminating symptom for a while, I'm basically depriving that body response to work out against that intrinsic factor. So I'm making that patient permanent, mentally, physically sick because of that stress is one factor. So we need to figure out any person who has a stress. I can tell you, I gave the one solution to them.
Okay.
It's so good a solution I cannot tell you. I have treated a lot of patients on that, by myself too. The person should have to be in a belief. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, the human is next to him, is a snap. And I tell the people, if I am a human, I cannot have a next animal. I will have the people who basically is close to my intellectual workability. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a man on this planet as a human on this planet with full power. He is a human who can focus on those power. And we can focus on those power only when we believe in that power. So when anything happening to me because of my internal, external or disturbance in this factor of biological, spiritual and physical phenomena and giving me this trauma, I'm depressed because something has been wrong with me. Madam is, gave me a hard time, so I'm, putting all the anxiety on me, traumatic factor. So this basically become subconscious issue to really, disturb my soul, ultimately disturb my heart or glandular system. So when my glandular system is suppressed, my body function will be suppressed. So now I am in a depression.
Right.
So if I take medicine, so my medicine not reversing that phenomena, balki, in other words, what will happen? We are draining by continue taking medicine. So my answer to the people, they must take good food, they must socialize themselves better with the family and friends to whom they like, and they go out somewhere. And number 3, they must have the breathing exercise like yogas, along with the good food. Yogas regularly, so your body get more and more oxygen to fight against those traumatic factors which are basically creating a lot of oxidation to the body. And take more water on that part. And number 4, the belief. I tell the people to have the tasbih, mean they recite one thing. I would like to say in Urdu so that our whole world can, because of Pakistani people look at that. So they say anything happened anything happen in life is by God. And anything happen in life has some reason. And I saw in Western world the people believe a lot in this thing. So in Urdu I say, have a tasbih on daily basis, one tasbih. एक तस्बीह करें आप सुबह शाम, बल्कि 5 दफ़ा करें तो बेहतर है कि जो भी होता है अल्लाह ताला की तरफ से होता है, जो भी होता है अच्छा ही होता है. Because इंसान की अकल जो है अकल जुज़ है, अकल कुल नहीं. So the human wisdom has a limitation.
Of course.
So the optimum, the whole sum wisdom is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should not worry about what will happen. And believe me, if somebody
And then that's also willpower as well, isn't it?
no, that create a willpower.
Yeah, because you are
That
harnessing
create your
then-
belief soul aligned.
Exactly.
That aligned, physical, biological, that is willpower.
And then the faith coming in together, and that's what gives you all those, you know, different parts of your personality.
I can
that
tell you one thing, you heard many times. Oh, this person has a lot of will, he recovered from cancer. He's a great will, he recovered
He's
from
a fighter.
He's a fighter. But that is basically the will. So, with the weather changes these things, I request to the people, we should behave as per our body is demanding. Body demanding, sport, no struggle. So please don't take cold water when weather change, take hot water. I have some of my friends and partners with the Chinese, where I go over there, their best treatment is to give me kawa frequently. So we are Pakistani people, including me, when a small bowl come, a top one.
You can.
So they take sips.
Yeah.
They take
you
sips.
can.
You know
you
why?
can see.
Those sips basically give the more hydration to body. When you take more, immediately one goes this big cup, that creates a lot of urination. So urination also process of dehydration. Don't take more water. More water is not good. Cold water is not good. Take in moderation and slow.
Right. So basically, you know, this is about balance as well, common
Exactly.
sense as well.
Balance.
And as you've said, you know, you've highlighted so many things in today's program, how the changing weather is going to affect our body, how we need to respond to that.
Yes.
How intelligently, how we need to understand and listen to our body as well when it's making demands on us. If we're tired, your body is speaking to you.
Correct.
If you're in pain, your body's trying to tell you something. So the main thing is to be mindful, to understand that your body is telling you things in different ways, and that's what we have to, you know, be mindful of. Dr. Mubashir, thank you so much for being here today in today's program. We've really learnt so much from you, and so many different things from a different angle. So thank you so much.
It's prayer and thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and with that we come to the end of today's program. Yes, the changing weather, what does your body require? What is your body trying to tell you? It's not just about weather, it's about life in general as well. Think about your lifestyles. Think about what you are eating. Think about how you spend your day, because in the end it all does contribute to how you are going to live the rest of your life. So until next week, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.